I'm 𝐰𝐰𝐰𝐰. Welcome to 𝐵 Inspires. It's time to give your children a childhood they won't have to heal from. Good morning and welcome to Wednesday Wisdom with 𝐰𝐰𝐰𝐰. I'm really excited to talk to you today about how do we help create that spiritual child. And, many people look at spirituality and like my friend Ariane was saying yesterday on my show about there's a stereotype that spirituality is these people with all these crystals and drinking green juices and wearing white clothes. And, that spirituality is deeper than that. And as we explained on the show yesterday, spirituality kind of goes deeper. There's like an inside and there's an outside. And it's really about how do we teach our kids how to connect within them. One of the strategies that she talked about was seeing this as a container. Like, what are the words we want our kids to bathe in each and every day? Looking at our kids as, it's not teaching them, it's reminding them. It's reminding them that their wholeness within them. It's, asking them questions about, when they close their eyes and they breathe, like, what do they feel? Where's the connection? One of the strategies she gave is she's like, parent from the neck down, getting into the heart and having them realize like what is going on within them. It's being self-aware. And the first thing that we do is really look at, ourselves as parents. It's like self-evaluation as a parent. It's really diving deep into us and saying, what are we connecting to? And these were such great strategies that she talked about. And I wanted to bring it here because, it just meant so much to me. And it gave me some ideas as well. Things that I can do personally with my kids. It's first, like, where am I getting my connection? Am I just getting my connection from my clients and the calls and the emails? Or am I taking time to really connect within myself and getting grounded within myself? And not only that, do we just explain it to our kids, but how do we help them see that? Like, when is your time of connecting? How do they see you connecting and taking time to connect within yourself? And then once you're connected with yourself, it's asking yourself, what am I feeling right now? What am I experiencing right now? It's feeling that energy that you're taking into your body, and it goes back to something that I've talked about many times, not only on my show, but also on my Wednesday Wisdom, is about that self-care. It's giving yourself that moment to really care about yourself, letting go of the stresses and looking at what are we making our stresses in our life? Is it something that we need to make a big deal about, or is it something that we need to kind of reel back in and realize like it's not so serious? We kind of gave some examples today when I was talking about my daughter and like the way she dresses and, what's like really first coming on in the world. We're talking about, what comes up when I see her dressed like that. And a lot of it is about her wearing like wrinkled clothes and like what's coming on. And for me, it's really that voice in my head that I'm hearing, and it's my mom's voice going, oh gosh, what are people going to think about you? It's, what are they going to say? Oh, you're not a good parent because she's wearing wrinkled clothes. You're not a good parent because she doesn't match. You're not a good parent because, it looks like her clothes are dirty when they're just stained because she's an artist and she's that fiery spirit. And part of like when we're waking up our kids to that spirituality within them, it's, she asked her son, how does she enhance that in him? And he said, you let me be who I am and wear what I want. And that's what like really got to me is like, am I allowing that? Am I allowing her to grow that way and really just wearing what she wants to wear to express herself, and really teaching her that there's like, guidelines and boundaries and appreciating those while she's still able to create her own style and develop her own spirit within her. So a spiritual child isn't just necessarily about the God and the universe. It's being aware. And one other aspect that we brought up in the show too is the opportunity to teach our children about the variety of religions out there and what they stand for and what's the greatness in them. So our kids aren't growing up to say, oh, you're wrong, and you're wrong, only I'm right. But it's that awareness. And the more that we give our kids the awareness of the different opportunities, to the different roads to meet the creator, it's giving them an opportunity for them to choose too. And it also opens up that safe and trusting space for them to really delve deep into who they are and what they want to explore and what's true to them. So, I ask you, what are you doing to create that foundation? As a child, I was raised as a Sikh, and my mom really wanted me to learn that religion for many purposes. But as I got older, it was my choice of where I wanted to explore. And I actually took world religion in college because I wanted to understand what are the differences of these religions and what are they saying, and is it, excuse me, really true that all roads lead to Rome? And so if that's the case, how could I help bring that awareness to my children too? And I just feel like it really makes our kids more well-rounded and more understanding. So, it's really, how do you set that foundation? What are you doing? Number one, for yourself, are you checking in with yourself to see how you create that wholeness inside of you, that connectiveness inside of you, instead of always reaching out? That was really good, because I'm going to be more aware of that myself. And two, how are we reminding them to do it? And let's just give them that foundation so they can too be happy, healthy, and independent. Thank you for tuning in to Wednesday Wisdom, and I will see you next week.